A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold and provocative move, President Donald Trump has once again turned his ire towards Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell, demanding aggressive cuts to interest rates and hinting at the possibility of Powell's termination. This latest outburst from the president comes on the heels of Powell's recent speech at the Economic Club of Chicago, where he expressed the Fed's need for greater clarity regarding the economic impact of Trump's tariffs and other policy changes. Trump took to social media, expressing his frustration that Powell has not acted swiftly enough, stating, "Oil prices are down, groceries, even eggs, are down, and the USA is getting rich on tariffs." He further criticized Powell for not lowering rates in line with the European Central Bank, asserting Powell's termination cannot come fast enough. The relationship between Trump and Powell has been tumultuous since Powell's appointment in 2017, a choice made by Trump himself. However, after Powell was reappointed by President Joe Biden in 2022, Trump's criticisms have only intensified. Powell, in his remarks, has maintained that the Federal Reserve operates independently and will not be swayed by political pressures. He emphasized, "Our independence is a matter of law. We're not removable except for costs." This statement underscores the legal protections in place for Fed officials, which complicate Trump's threats of termination. As the economic landscape shifts with rising inflation and the complexities introduced by trade tariffs, the Fed faces a challenging environment. Powell warned that Trump's tariffs could lead to higher inflation and slower growth, creating a dilemma for the central bank as it strives to balance price stability with maximizing employment. Trump's recent tariff announcements, described as the steepest in over a century, have added further pressure on the Fed to consider rate cuts to mitigate potential economic downturns. In his social media posts, Trump has characterized Powell as always too late and wrong, criticizing him for not acting sooner to lower interest rates. He juxtaposed Powell's hesitance with the actions of the European Central Bank, which has been more proactive in its monetary policy. Trump's calls for immediate action from Powell reflect a desire for a more responsive monetary policy that aligns with his administration's economic agenda. Despite the mounting pressure from the president, Powell has remained resolute in his commitment to the Fed's independence. He reiterated that the decisions made by the Fed will be based solely on economic indicators and not influenced by political considerations. "We will do what we do strictly without consideration of political or any other extraneous factors," Powell stated firmly. The tension between the White House and the Federal Reserve is not new. However, Trump's recent comments signal a significant escalation in their ongoing conflict. As the Fed prepares to navigate a complex economic landscape, its independence and decision-making processes will be under intense scrutiny. Powell's term as chair is set to expire in May 2026, and he has expressed his intention to serve out his full term, despite the president's calls for his removal. The implications of this standoff could have far-reaching effects on U.S. monetary policy and the economy at large. With Trump pushing for immediate action and Powell emphasizing the Fed's legal protections and independence, the central bank finds itself at a crossroads. Investors and economists alike are watching closely to see how this power struggle unfolds and what it means for the future of U.S. economic policy. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.